Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions retrospective series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Thematic matchups, crazy boost effects, and sinister encounter cards await. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, the Marvel Champions retrospective series. Now, for today's episode, what we have in store is the risky business scenario, which is Norman Osborn and Green Goblin. He's got a bit of a flipping gimmick going on like the heroes do. And what hero we're choosing to take him on with is She-Hulk from the core box. Again, we do have access to new cards in the series now because Captain America and Miss Marvel released on the same day as Green Goblin, but we're still kicking it back with the core box hero. And let's see how it goes. Let's get down to the table and check it out. Okay, so here we are back down at the table. Now, as you guys can see, I finally got a webcam set up here, so the face cam is back on for the game, which is going to be cool. Okay, so we have risky business here. We have Norman on stage 2 because we're playing on expert. He has his main scheme hostile takeover, which says we have to make his encounter deck, which is the risky business encounter cards, the standard and expert sets because we're on expert, and then one modular encounter set, which is goblin gimmicks, which let me see if we can find a card in here that shows that. Where's a goblin gimmicks card? Oh, they're at the bottom, I think. Yeah, here's one of them. So that's what we've got. Then we have the standard expert sets plus our obligation. So all of these cards are going to go ahead and make the encounter deck. We're going to shuffle that up. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, just getting a good shuffle here. I mean, you want it as random as possible. Like with the other episodes of Marvel Rewind, we're going to do all this setup, but we're only going to see the game that is actually a successful victory. So if you see a cut or anything, or even if it is just a one shot, usually I cut anyways because I pause. So yeah, we're just going to do the setup here. We're taking on Norman Osborn Risky Business today with She-Hulk. We start off with 15 health points, and then we're going to go ahead and shuffle up the player deck now. And yeah, so basically we're just going to do the whole setup here just to show you if you wanted to try this challenge for yourself, or you're playing the game on your own, how to set up and actually execute the game correctly. So yeah, we're getting a good shuffle here, and then we're going to continue the rest of his setup after this. So we know we have the main scheme setup, which says put criminal enterprise environment into play. Shuffle the encounter deck and advance to stage 1B. We are already put it into play, so I did go ahead and go ahead of that one. So it starts with 2 threat per player as indicated by the icon at the bottom, and it goes up by 1 per player every turn. And then it has a when completed ability that we're not going to worry about right now. Criminal enterprise is going to come in with 2 counters on it. I'm trying to see how I want to represent that. I think I'll just do like another threat dice, the one that I usually use for threat. So it starts off with 2. And, Norman's got some interesting abilities. Force Interrupt, when Norman Osborn would take any amount of damage, you remove that many counters from Criminal Enterprise instead. He can only scheme, and he has a Force Interrupt. When Norman Osborn would attack, he puts 2 counters on here instead. So it's kind of this tug, push and pull between the Norman Osborn and the Green Goblin side. When he flips over to Green Goblin, he does damage to you, but then he also has the ability that he can't scheme. So it's pretty interesting here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and try this game with She-Hulk. So let's go ahead and get to the game. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw up our hand here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're definitely looking for some setup cards here. We want to try and take advantage of Norman with this low he doesn't put a ton of pressure on, in my opinion, so we want to try and get it set up as much as possible. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like any of these cards, but Superhuman Law Division I think is decent. We're going to go ahead and discard these 4 cards and get 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Avengers Mansion really does save that, I must admit. Okay. So we have our printed hand size of 6. We're gonna go ahead and start here. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend these 2 resources here. Get down in Avengers Mansion. So Avengers Mansion is max 1 per player. We can choose to exhaust Avengers Mansion and draw a card. We're gonna do that now. Gonna exhaust and draw a card. We drew into Med Team. Now this is interesting. So I have a couple of choices here. What I could do is flip up. Because I don't have a lot of ways to deal with the threat. Superhuman Law Division does require a mental resource in order to thwart, or I can still decide to stay down regardless. This is a tough choice here. Getting the med team in would also be really good. It really helps us heal and keep, keep things going well. This is a tough decision. If we flip him into Green Goblin, he's going to deal 4 damage to us. And but we can also stun him, which is pretty good. I think, do we tackle instead? I think we could just do that. So I think that'll be fine. We're gonna go ahead and flip up here to hero mode. We're gonna use our response to you even lift. After you change this mode, deal 2 damage to enemy. We're gonna try and deal 2 damage to Norman here, but the force interrupt on him. When you would take any amount of damage, remove that many from Criminal Enterprise. This is going to flip over into State of Madness. It enters play with 2 per player madness counters, and then when it flips over, it says if there are no madness counters on here, flip Green Goblin and State of Madness. If there was no counters on the other side, it flipped Norman Osborn into Green Goblin. So he has a when revealed ability, deal 4 indirect damage to each player. So we're going to go ahead and take that, bringing us from 15 down to 11. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a tackle here. So we're going to spend these 3 resources. We're going to spend a tackle. We're going to stun an enemy. So we're going to go ahead and stun Green Goblin. And if we used a fist resource, we're going to deal 3 damage. So we can actually deal the damage to Green Goblin here, bringing him down to 15. We're going to go ahead and She-Hulk activate for an attack. She's going to deal 3 more, bringing him down to 12. And that looks pretty good to me. We're going to go ahead and draw up to our printed hand size of 4. We have Superhuman Strength, Black Widow. Okay, I don't mind this. All right, so the main scheme is going to go up to 3 here. Then what's going to happen is Green Goblin's going to attempt to attack us, but he cannot because he is stunned. Then we're going to get an encounter card. Advance, the villain scheme. So it says right here, when Green Goblin would scheme, remove 1 madness counter from State of Madness instead. So when he would scheme, since this forces him to scheme, the State of Madness is going to go down to 1 counter, and then that is back to us. Okay, so all things considered, that wasn't too bad at all. We're going to go ahead and use the Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. Split personality is crazy here. Oh my goodness. But I think I want to save that actually for next turn so we can flip him to Green Goblin, and then flip back down to take advantage of the low threat on the main. So I think getting Black Widow out here is going to be better as much as I want to play with split personality. Yeah, I want to flip down, get a 6 hand size, flip up to hero mode, and then flip down for split personality again so I can get like 12 cards to work with next turn. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and spend these 3 resources here. Go ahead and play down Black Widow. Interrupt. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck, we can exhaust her and spend a mental resource, cancel the effect of the card and discard it, and then reveal another card. So we're going to go ahead and have her thwart for 2 off of the main here. She's going to take a consequential damage, keeping that threat in check a little bit. I do not use those for consequential. There we go. Yeah, I think we're going to have... Do I care about my health right now? I'm just saying, like, is it worth it to swing for 3 again is, like, the question. Or should I heal up? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing for 3 more. We're going to bring Green Goblin down to 9 health here. And then we're going to flip down. And do I want the Superhuman Strength in hand? I think I'll keep it in hand. And then we're going to ready up here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have a Nick Fury, Ground Stomp, 1-2 Punch. Okay, this is interesting turn we got coming up. Okay, so what's going to happen now is he's going to put 1 more threat on the main. We're going to use our interrupt here. I object. When any threat would be placed on the scheme, we can prevent 1 of that threat. So from step 1, it would have placed 1, but we're going to prevent that with She-Hulk. Now Green Goblin's going to scheme. but he has a force interrupt. When he would scheme, remove one madness counter from State of Madness instead. So this is going to go ahead and flip back over to Criminal Enterprise, and it's going to enter play with 2 per player counters, which is also going to flip him back over to Norman Osborn. Now we're going to get 1 encounter card here, which is Collapsing Bridge, and that just has a crisis icon, which means we can't thwart the main, and that's back to us. Okay, so we want to play the split personality for sure. Should we start off with an Avengers Mansion, or does it make a difference? Should I wait until after? That's tough for sure. We want to flip Norman again for sure. I think we can, no, because we were going to flip up, down, up. So yeah, we're going to flip up, then back down. So the Nick Fury doesn't really do a ton here. It does get us some tempo though, and some other cards we can draw into. I'm just trying to think of what the best use of all this is. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to recover, I think. So we're going to go back to 15 here, because I think we're going to get our draw engine maybe. We want to draw that when we split personality. I'm just trying to see. So if we play Nick Fury for these 4, and we draw 3 cards, then we can flip up, split personality. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spend these 4 resources here. Go ahead and play Nick Fury. We're going to use his ability. Go ahead and draw us 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What can we do off of this? I'm trying to see, because I do like that 3 extra hit points from endurance, but I also don't really want to discard our focused rages at all. I think we're just gonna flip up first. Man, this is tough. Yeah, we'll flip up first. We're gonna go ahead and use our response here to deal 2 damage. It's gonna take it off Criminal Enterprise. So State of Madness is back in. He's going to flip over once again into Green Goblin. We're going to take 4 indirect. So I think we can just go ahead and put 3 on Nick Fury. No. We'll put 2 on Nick Fury here, because he's not going to block for us this turn. And then we'll do 2 on our identity to bring us to 13. Then we're going to go ahead and Nick Fury go ahead and thwart for 2 off of Collapsing Bridge just to clear that off. He's going to be defeated. Then what we can do is... this is rough. I think I just want to keep the focused rage. So yeah, but it's like, it feels kind of bad because you want to like draw up 6. So maybe I don't. Do I Avengers Mansion now is the big question, because if it's my other focus rage, I'm gonna be upset. I think we'll risk it. We're gonna Avengers right now. Hellcat. That's also not something I wanted to see, but we took that risk. We're going to go ahead and spend this 1 resource here to play down endurance. We get 3 extra hit points, bring us up to 16. Then we're going to go ahead and spend these 3 resources to play a split personality. We're going to change form, then draw up to my printed hand size, which is 6 on this form. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Got energy barriers, helicarrier. Yeah, okay. Helicarrier is going to be really good for us. We can do helicarrier and then superhuman strength. I think that'd be really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend these 3 resources here. Or do I get the armored vest? No. The med team. I do like the med team, but we're gonna spend these 3 here. Get down a helicarrier. It's gonna come in. It lets us reduce the cost of a card in our hand. We're gonna go ahead and reduce the cost of superhuman strength by 1. And we're going to spend 1 resource to get down superhuman strength. So we have +2 attack right now. And after She-Hulk attacks, we discard superhuman strength and we stun the attacked enemy. And now we are going to ready all this up. So we're going to drop back up to our printed hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got a Gamma Slam, Legal Practice, a Mockingbird. Ooh, okay. So if an enemy cannot be stunned, I'm pretty sure how it works is that if I play Mockingbird and then swing onto Green Goblin here, I think I get to keep the attack, which is crazy here. Do I have any more counter punches in my discard? Let me check real quick. 1, 2, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Okay. So sadly we don't get to like triple dip on it, but that's all right. That's all right with me. Okay. So step 1 of the villain phase. Green Goblin is going to attempt to add threat to the main scheme. We're going to use our I object interrupt. It's going to stop that. Then he's going to try and scheme, but his force interrupt goes off, which says if he would scheme, remove 1 madness counter. Instead, then we get an encounter card here. Shadow of the Past. So that's pretty nasty. I won't lie. That does slow us down a little bit. So we have to go ahead and reveal our set aside Nemesis and side scheme. So Titania is going to come in here. Her attack is equal to her remaining hit points. And then it comes in with 4 threat. Okay, and then these get shuffled into the encounter deck, which we're going to do right now. Okay. All right. Shuffling up. Gotta see. We do have a lot of resource generators online, which I'm a big fan of. We do have a block from Black Widow if we need it. Probably need some thwart to take care of, but it's not a huge issue currently. So let's see. Okay. That is to us. What do we want to do? I think we're going to start off with an Avengers Mansion, right? It's usually how these things go. We got a tackle here. I think we definitely want a Mockingbird up. I think we're going to have Black Widow try and thwart personal challenge. I think maybe we just take some attacks from Titania. That's not like very good though, in my opinion. Okay. Gotta think about this for a second. Okay. We have Mockingbird. I think I do want to play Mockingbird. Just gonna be these 2. And then I want to play Focused Rage. Using the Helicarrier, and then we can use a 1-2 punch, which I think all of those will work out really well for us. Okay. I'm going to just leave these down and make sure I know the ruling on superhuman strength. So I'm going to pause that and check it out real quick. Okay, so we are back. I did double check on the superhuman strength ruling because there is a cost arrow on it because it says forced response. After She-Hulk attacks, discard superhuman strength, stun the attacked enemy. So the enemy can't be defeated, or it already needs to be able to be stunned. So there's certain cases where it doesn't get discarded. For example, if we swung on Titania, here after flipping up and she is defeated, the superhuman strength, there's no valid target to actually do the force response to, so I get to keep it. Another instance is Green Goblin. He's about to be stunned right now. If I do it to him, he cannot keep it. And then a third instance is like stalwart enemies. So yeah, that's a pretty cool ruling. I kind of forgot about that, but okay, oh no, I don't think I have enough to do what I want to do anyways though, because I'm looking, because I was already thinking of using the Helicarrier for Mockingbird here. I think maybe instead then maybe we keep Mockingbird. We flip up 1-2 punch. Okay, let's get down our focused rage first. How about that? So we're gonna flip up here. We're gonna use our response to even live. Have do changes form, deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're gonna go ahead and do that to Titania here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and spend these 2 resources, the tackles, and then I guess legal practice, to get down a focused rage here. Exhaust. We can exhaust to draw a card. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Wait, does it make any difference with our hand? I mean, it does cycle a card. So we're going to take 1 damage. We're going to go down to 15 here. We're going to draw. It's just into a legal practice. So what I want to do here is, I think there's no point in keeping the Gamma Slam. I think we can just swing onto Titania. That's going to knock her out, and then we're going to ready up with 1-2 punch, and then we could swing onto Green Goblin, which will stun him, which does stop an activation, which I'm fine with. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and spend, no, I'm going to have She-Hulk go ahead and swing on Titania for 5 damage because of the +2. She's going to be defeated. Then I'm in that window for the response. I'm going to spend legal practice play 1-2 punch after you make a basic attack ready She-Hulk. She-Hulk is ready back up. Now, do I keep Mockingbird and then keep the superhuman strength for the stun combo, or do I just swing? I think I'm just going to swing. We're going to swing for 5 on the Green Goblin here, bringing him down to 4 health. And then the forced response of superhuman strength is going to go off after she attacks. Discard superhuman strength, stun the attacked enemy. So Green Goblin is going to be stunned here. And we have 2 cards in our hand. I think we're going to go ahead and just discard the Gamma Slam, or do we keep it? No, we have 2 cards anyway, so we're decking out. Right, yeah, there was nothing else we could have done. Yeah. Do we keep Black Widow up for a block? No, we're gonna have her thwart for 2 off of personal challenge here. And she's gonna be defeated because we want her in our next deck pass. And then we'll keep the Mockingbird in hand. And we're gonna ready up, we're gonna draw up here. So we're gonna draw up to our printed hand size of 4, so that's 1, 2, and then we get 1 more card here. All right, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. It's not going too bad. We basically handled, I mean, we would have had a much better turn if Shadow of the Past didn't come up, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta roll with the punches. All right, we're shuffling up for sure. We're trying to get 1 more card. Uh-oh. All right, 1 more. I wanted to show off like counterpunch synergy with superhuman strength because it's not an attack, but doesn't look like it's happening. Okay, we have a ton of 1-2 punches. This is crazy. Okay, the main scheme is going to go up by 1 for 7-1 in the villain phase. Green Goblin's going to try and attack us. Oh, we were supposed to get an encounter card. Don't want to forget that. He's going to try and attack us, but he can't because he's stunned. So we get an encounter card from decking out and then another one. So first encounter card, Mad Genius. Green Goblin attacks the hero with the fewest remaining hit points. So he's going to attack us with a base of 4 here, which is really a lot of damage. But I think we'll just take it. So 4, 5, so 5 damage here. It says the boost effect says place 1 infamy counter on Criminal Enterprise if you cannot remove 1 madness counter from State of Madness. So we're going to take 5 damage, go down to 10 health. State of Madness is going to occur. It's going to flip back down 2 counters here and then flip back down here as well. Last encounter card. This one has guard and 4 health. And that's back to us. Okay. Not too bad, all things considered. Okay, what do we do here? We probably want to get, do I care about the private security specialist? I'm not actually sure. I do like Luke Cage. I think we're just going to start at the Avengers Mansion, see if that draws us into anything. Legal practice is not something we want to see. Let's do a focused rage here. Let's go down to 9. And then draw another card. Energy barrier. Okay. Yeah, none of this stuff is really what we want to see right now. But what can we do? I do like Luke Cage just because he's like a huge body on the board. So maybe we do yeah, we do all of these. Oh no. Well, like we have to get rid of Mockingbird regardless. Again, is our choice here. I think we can at this point. We're just gonna have Luke Cage try and help us thwart out, I think, or deal some damage. Doesn't really matter here. We're gonna have She-Hulk. I think we're gonna swing for 3 on the private security specialist, leaving him at 1 health. Then we're gonna go ahead and spend Mockingbird for 1 resource for 1-2 punch. After you make a basic attack, we can ready up. And then I think we're going to use Helicarrier and these 3 resources here to go ahead and play down Luke Cage. He gets a tough attached to him when he comes in, but I'm just going to have him thwart for 1 anyways. That's going to bring that down to 1. It's going to break his tough status. And then we're going to flip down, and then we're going to recover by 5. That's going to bring us back up to 14. And we're just going to ready up there, I think. If he hits an advance, this could be pretty bad, but other than that, I think we should be okay. Let's drop 6 cards. 5, and 6. Split personality once again. I just don't know if we have the thwarting to take advantage of that. Okay, it's going to go up by 1. I'm going to go ahead and stop that with the I object. So now he's going to scheme for a base of 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness. There's no way. Okay, he procs this. We place 1 infamy counter per player on Criminal Enterprise and then discard 1 card from each player's deck for each infamy counter. That's really terrible. Okay, now we have to rush it down. Our game plan has completely changed. Okay, so it's going to flip over. It's going to go to corporate acquisition here, advance to 2B. So now we have a permanent double encounter cards. That's pretty bad. It was going pretty well. You just did a 5 scheme. Okay, 2 encounter cards here. First one, pumpkin bombs. Attach to the villain. After he attacks you, discard pumpkin bombs and take 2 indirect. Master plan, place 4 threat on each side scheme. Okay, so all things considered, it's not too bad, but yeah, our plan has to completely shift here. Yeah, we have to start dealing damage, and a lot of it. Okay. Yeah, what can we do? Ground stomp, I actually don't hate. Yeah. So we want to deal. Wait, is this deal damage or is it an attack? Okay, it's deal 2 damage, which is good, because then the ground stomp can knock him over into another form. Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to do that. Try and get a big hand size and just try and burst him down. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use yeah. Do we keep Black Widow in hand? I think, yeah, we probably will end up doing that. We're gonna flip up here in the shield. We're gonna use our response to deal 2 damage to Green Goblin. It's going to go on to Criminal Enterprise and lower the counters. We're going to spend this double here for Ground Stomp, deal 1 damage to each enemy. So that's going to go ahead and knock out the Private Security Specialist and also deal 1 here, which is going to flip him over into Green Goblin. We have to take 4 indirect damage. I'm trying to see, does that matter if it goes on Luke Cage? I think we want Luke Cage for the damage, if I'm being honest. So I'll just take it. Yeah, I'll take all of it. I think that's fine. I'm down to 10. Wait, I guess I should use the focused rage draw because I'm going to be flipping back down with split personality. So yeah, we're going to do that. All these dice are on the board. Move out of the way. We'll use focused rage. We'll take a damage and draw a card. So we're at 9 health. I'm trying to see. Do I play Black Widow here or do I... Oh, this starts off with 1 per player when it flips over. I forgot to do that. And it goes up by 2 every turn. Okay, yeah, we really do have to rush here. We want to draw into our Gamma Slam for sure. So I think... oh, yeah, this should be flipped over. We want to draw into our Gamma Slam, so we want to be low health here. So then we'll spend... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do... Man, this kind of sucks because it's like it barely bleeds over. Unless we spend everything here and then it won't bleed over. I think we'll probably do that. We're going to do a Helicarrier, Power of Protection to play Black Widow. We're going to go ahead and deal 3 and then 1 more for 4 to Green Goblin. So go and knock him into phase 3. Phase 3 comes in. We deal 4 damage to each player. So that's some big damage here. So we're going down to 5 health. And then he comes in with 22 on him. Then we're going to have Luke Cage swing for 2. It's going to bring him down to 20 health. Then we're going to use an Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. Superhuman Strength. We're going to spend these 3 for split personality. We're going to change form and then draw up to our printed hand size. So it's going to draw up 6 more cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm trying to see what I can get here. So we have the Gamma Slam in hand, which is going to be crazy because deal X damage maximum of 15, where X is the amount of damage you have sustained. So as long as he doesn't get a ton of madness counters on here, we might be able to do it. It's 1 damage here, 1 damage here. Yeah, I think so. We're gonna go ahead and spend these, these 3 resources here. Get down another focused rage. It comes in ready, and I think we just ready up. We're gonna discard the armored vest. Okay, we need not a lot of counters. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this is a really good hand for pushing for a game. Let's see if we can do it. All right, the main scheme's gonna go up by 2. I'm gonna prevent it by 1. So it's just gonna be at 2. Yeah, this is. Let's see what we can do. He's gonna try and scheme, but when he would scheme instead, remove 2 madness counters from State of Madness. It's gonna flip back down. And then he's gonna flip back over here. When he would attack, put 3, and then it's just 2 encounter cards. So here's 1. Attach the villain pumpkin bombs after the villain attacks you. Okay, that's a nothing encounter card. This has 2 counters. 1 more. Gang up. It surges. Don't be something bad. Intimidation. Choose to either spend 2 resources of any type or give him a boost card. He can take a boost card. That's fine. Okay, I think we might have this here for sure in the bag. Let's see what we can do. So he has 20 health. Our Gamma Slam is going to do how much? 15. So we have 15. Yeah, this is way more than enough. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, 1-2 punch doesn't matter because we can't spend it. So we'll do these 4 then. Right, okay. We're going to go ahead and spend these 4 resources. That's 1, 2, and then a double. Go ahead and play Nick Fury down. Nick Fury's going to come in. He's going to let us draw 3 cards. 2 and 3. Right, we have a counter punch to kind of seal the deal here. We're going to go ahead and flip up into She-Hulk. We're going to use our response, Do You Even Lift, to deal 2 damage to an enemy. It's going to knock it off Criminal Enterprise. It's going to flip back over into State of Madness, coming with 2 counters, which also goes ahead and flips Norman into Green Goblin. So when revealed, deal 4 damage to each player. We have 5 health exactly here. Now, if we didn't actually have the health point, I missed up a health point somewhere, not subtracting, we could have recovered here. I'm pretty sure we still have the win. But I guess we'll have to actually count it out and see. Yeah, I would have recovered here and then counter punched the last 3 damage. So I think we should have it though. We're going to go ahead and spend an Avengers Mansion just to draw and see what we get. It's just another counter punch. So let's try and do it without spending our basic activation. So we're going to do 2. Black Widow's going to be defeated. So that's 3 damage. So that's 2 from Luke Cage, 1 from Black Widow for 3. And then 5 damage here from Nick Fury. Go ahead and bring him down to 15 because that was 5 damage total. And then this is all she wrote basically. We're going to go ahead and spend... we'll reduce, right? Yeah. Well, we can't do any of these resource generators, so we'll just go ahead and spend, yeah, we'll do this. We'll do Helicarrier here to reduce the cost of Gamma Slam, and then these, oh yeah, wait, I guess I didn't need to do that. It's just 4. It doesn't really matter. We'll just spend these 4 resources here. We'll leave the Helicarrier up. Play a Gamma Slam. Deal X damage to an enemy to a maximum of 15. X is the amount of damage you have sustained. So that's going to go ahead and let's see if it'll show up on the camera. It can be finicky. Okay. It doesn't want to. It's being finicky today. But regardless, we're dealing 15 damage because, you know, we have 15 printed hit points and 3 extra from the endurance, making us a max of 18. We have 17 endured damage. So that is a 15 damage Gamma Slam, She-Hulk taking out Green Goblin, defending New York, and that's going to bring him from 15 all the way to 0. That's absolutely crazy that it worked out like that. We could have swung for 3 more, so that would have been 3 overkill, and then we had 2 counter punches in hand. So whenever he attacked us, I could have defended and done 6 more. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and check out the deck list right now. Okay, so here we are at the table with the deck list. She-Hulk is a ton of fun. She's actually the hero that made me fall in love with the game. I was playing a couple of the core box heroes. I didn't really get it. I really didn't get why it was fun. But as someone who likes to flip like alter ego a lot, She-Hulk was the embodiment that made it easy. You flip up, she does her 2 damage. You flip down, she prevents a threat. It was so versatile for me when I was starting the game, and I think it was such a great showing of what made She-Hulk so good. It was really not super thematic because, you know, She-Hulk fighting Green Goblin, but it was a ton of fun, and I got to show off her strength with, spoilers if you haven't watched the video, that 15 damage Gamma Slam was crazy. So Green Goblin, you know, we're trying to do this with a limited card pool. Green Goblin released on the same day as Miss Marvel and Captain America. And I also haven't done a protection deck for the series yet. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity to show off how protection could be a bit boosted by the cards that Miss Marvel came with. Core box protection is pretty weak. It's honestly nothing to write home about. And I don't think it was very complete. Miss Marvel makes it a bit more complete. You got like the energy barrier that counter punches, and then you get a bit more completion for sure when Doctor Strange drops. But if we're looking at the deck here, Superhuman Strength is something with the new rules. If the enemy can't be stunned for whatever reason, or you defeat an enemy, she gets to keep it. I think it's super cool, thematic, and fun. I know it's not how the designers originally intended for the card to play out, but I think it was just a slight buff to just, you know, bring She-Hulk up to like some modern standard with some other enemies. We have our our resources here, the 3 basic doubles and then the 2 protection doubles. They're just really good. I don't know what to say. The protection doubles helped out so much with getting, I think, Black Widow into play, among other things. Speaking of Black Widow, we'll look at our allies here. We're on Black Widow and Luke Cage. These are all just core box allies, and then Mockingbird and Nick Fury. We're on 4 allies here. Luke Cage, I mean, he is definitely way too costed for what he does, but at 5 health, technically you can get like 5 thwarting out of him, or like his 2 damage attack only does like 1 consequential. So with the tough, you can get almost 12 damage out of him, which isn't like nothing. It is really slow, but for a scenario like Green Goblin, that you can kind of take it slow, roll with the punches, build out, and then defeat him, he works really well there, except when we got a 5 scheme when we flipped down and had to start rushing him down with the hazard icon being present. We're looking at our basic upgrades and supports. We have Endurance, who is from Miss Marvel, and then 2 core set, Helicarrier and Avengers Mansion. I never like playing doubles of Helicarrier Avengers. I'll just keep them at 1 and I'll fill the deck with other cards. Let's go ahead and move to our protection upgrades and support. We had Armored Vest here, give us +1 defense if we ever had to defend an attack. 2 energy barriers here, where you would take any amount of damage, you can remove 1 counter here, prevent 1 damage, and then deal 1 back. Indomitable is another one here in case we ever wanted to defend. Triple Med Team I thought would get a lot more use because, you know, Green Goblin, when he flips from Norman to Green Goblin, he does a ton of damage. I would use that to get a quick heal up. It also offsets our draw engine in the She-Hulk kit. The Enhanced Rage or whatever it's called, Enhanced Focus. I'm forgetting the name for some reason. It's right here. The Focused Rage. That deals 1 damage, draws a card. It could offset us using both of them. Or, heal some allies because she doesn't have the best thwart in the world. Which is also another reason why we, threw in Black Widow, because that 2 thwart is really good, even though she only has 2 health. If she had 3 health, it would have been awesome. Finally, we're going to end with the protection event cards. We're on 3. We're on triple counter punch, which is just really good after your hero defense against an attack. Deal damage equal to an enemy equal to your hero's attack. So if we were ever in a position where we needed to defend, had the Indomitable up, we could have done 3 damage because she has 3 attacks out, which is super high. If we also had the Superhuman Strength, since this counts as an attack, it would have been a defend for 5. Or sorry, not a defend for 5. We would have dealt 5 back for 0 cost and also stunned. And then we have the triple tackle here, which is kind of similar to the Superhuman Strength. We stun an enemy, and then if we use a fist resource, which, we have a lot of fist resources here, as you can see, we get to stun, which, the stun facilitates us reusing the Superhuman Strength, getting those 5 attack swings over and over, the 1-2 punches, lets us rush down a couple villains. But yeah, that was basically the deck list. It was a ton of fun, and let's get to the villain ranking to see how Risky Business Norman Osborn stacks up. Okay guys, so here we are at the tier list. As you see, we got a new webcam here. I should be moving cleaner, moving smoother. You can see me better. Regardless, we're here at the tier list, and we're going to talk about, Risky Business and Norman Osborn. So let's do a bit of a retrospective on this scenario. So the thing about Norman Osborn that I think really hurts him a lot in terms of difficulty is that he has like a kind of like an almost solved play pattern to really make him a lot easier than he could be. If you're not spending time flipping him to Green Goblin every turn and you use the time, kind of like the time when he's pretty weak on the Norman side to just build out in hero mode. Just build out, build out, build out, let the infamy counters go up. And then finally, when you want to start pushing him, try and get those infamy counters down. It is really not too hard at all to just defeat this scenario with no difficulties. She-Hulk had a pretty easy time because every time she flips up, she has that response to deal 2 damage. Anytime he flips back down to Norman, he gets 2 infamy counters per player. Obviously in multiplayer it's a bit different, but in solo specifically, when you flip up, you can instantly flip into Green Goblin and start dealing the damage. Stunning also just isn't, he's pretty susceptible to stuns and confuses. He came out along with Captain America and Miss Marvel, who introduced new cards that made stunning and confusing more generic. It's not just in the hero kit. So he has a lot of things going for him. His hero hit points aren't too high on expert. It's 18 into 22, which isn't anything crazy. It's not low by any means, but it's not anything crazy. And the biggest thing is like his encounter set and like the recommended modular set, they just really don't do much of anything. He doesn't put a lot of pressure on the board. You really have to hit those standard and expert encounter set cards to really make him a challenge, and even then it's just not a big deal. For someone like She-Hulk, who can't sit in hero form all day because she has that 4 hand size, split personality, she really wants to take advantage of her alter ego 6 hand size. It can be a bit tricky, as you saw we flipped down when he had 2 threat on the main scheme. I stopped phase 1 from putting a threat on, and then he schemed for 5 and gave us that permanent hazard icon. That was pretty scary. I had to make the decision to rush him down because even with pretty underpowered encounter cards, in my opinion, rushing, getting doubles and hitting an expert card that surges into another one can be scary. But it's really hard. It's not like a Rhino type thing where he's dealing damage to force you to flip down to let him advance his main scheme, give you the hazard icon and put on pressure. He's kind of like opposite Rhino in that way, where you really are just incentivized to just sit on the Norman side until you're ready to kill him in 2 or 3 turns. He puts no pressure or incentive for you to flip down at all. You can just build out with your 5 hand sides if you wanted to, rather than taking advantage of your 6 or any flip effects. Again, I picked She-Hulk because, she was one of the core box heroes we hadn't done yet. I thought she would be really cool because you have to interact with him a little bit because she likes flipping and taking advantage of the 2 damage when she flips up. So I thought he could give us, could be a bit of fun there. But on any other hero that doesn't really care about their flip, you just sit on hero mode and you build. And that's pretty unfortunate because I think thematically it's a pretty cool scenario. And with, kind of like the design decision they make nowadays or the choices they make, with all the years of experience in this game, this scenario could really be updated into something that was cool, thematic, and fun. This is just a very long-winded way of me saying I think this is the easiest scenario by far we have played. Other than getting that double hazard icon on the board, I was in no stress the entire game. He's got middling HP. He's very susceptible to stuns and confuses. Green Goblin, when you flip him over, he deals 4 indirect, which is, it's manageable, but it is scary. And then on stage 3, he just deals 4 directly to your hero. Okay, that's scary. But by the time you're getting him into that phase 3, you should be killing him in 1 to 2 turns. I don't know if I'd put it in an F tier, but he's not even as tough as Rhino. This just was not difficult, even in the slightest. I'm thinking between a D and an F tier. I think I'm just going to throw him in the F tier. I just don't think he gives any of the heroes released so far in the lifespan of this game any trouble at all. If you build even a semi-competent deck or, really thinking about how his mechanics works, you should almost never lose to this scenario. Obviously, if you're a new player and you don't have those abilities, you can definitely lose if you just flip him too many times. He's dealing 4 damage, 4 damage, 4 damage over and over. Yeah, that's scary. But if you like metagame, how to play against him a little bit, it's just not a challenge at all. But that's it for this episode. Leaving it on more of a positive note, we've got Green Goblin himself next week. It should be a much tougher challenge, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope you guys are too. Let me know if you guys are following along and what hero you faced Risky Business Norman Osborn with this week. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the deck, the gameplay. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Goodbye.